Hey guys, I'm Dan and I'm your friendly neighborhood gadget man. Today I'm going to show you a really good value phone, a smartphone that seems to be just as good as pretty much every other major phone on the market now, but is literally like under half the price. Anyway, here it is. It's the Redmi Note 6 Pro. I am going to unbox this now. I'm going to talk about it, talk about the specs, talk about what it can do, and show you the phone, I guess. And yeah, it just seems to be really cheap. It seems to be between like 170 and just over $200, which is ridiculously cheap for what you get. This phone has 4 cameras, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. It's got a really good screen. It's got a 6.2-inch screen with a PPI of just over 400, which is really good, very clear. Yeah, I'm going to go into the specs a lot more in a minute, but let's just unbox this. Let's take a look at what's in the box. Let's see what it looks like. And yeah, then we'll come back and talk about the specs and what it can do, because I think it's possibly one of the best value phones ever. Yeah, but let's go. Okay guys, so here is the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and I am going to unbox it and we're just going to have a look at what it looks like, and yeah, talk about the specs. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and speed this bit up because unboxings are usually a little bit dull. I'm always so bad at unboxing things because I can't get the box open. Okay, here we go. There we go. Right. Oh, this is the phone. Oh yeah, right. Oh my god, it's big. Okay, so it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I'm used to having a smaller phone. I've got a Samsung, which is not like a Note size phone, so this is big. Wow. I really like it. Oh, I like the blue. Is that the actual color? Okay, so it's pretty big. It's bigger than I'm used to, but I like it. I really like the color. I think this is a fingerprint scanner here. These are the 2 cameras. No, yeah, 20 megapixel at the front. Wow, the biggest camera's at the front. Okay. 4,000 mAh battery, which apparently lasts for 2 days, which I'm very excited about. If this lasts me for 2 days, then I will be extremely happy because my current phone barely lasts 12 hours. Oh, that's the best bit. Yes. Cool. Right, let's just leave that there. I mean, it is a big phone, but that's fine. I like big phones. Let's take a look at what else is in here. It's probably not going to be super exciting. Charger, which is European for me, so I'm going to have to get an adapter. Well, I already have an adapter, but I guess that's what you got to look out for if you're in the UK. This is the global version of the phone, and I think this is an American one or a European one, I'm not sure, but yeah, you'd have to get an adapter. Oh, it comes with like a silicone case, which is pretty cool. So we'll just put that in straight away because I am very clumsy. Nice. USB charger. Now, it's not USB-C, it's the old USB, which is kind of a shame because USB-C is so much faster. And that is literally it. I mean, you don't get much in the box, but you don't need that much. Right, so I'm going to charge it a little bit, turn it on, and we're just going to have a look and see what our first impressions are. And I'm going to talk about the specs, basically the main features of this camera, and what you can expect, and why I think it seems to be a pretty good deal. So yeah, let's go. Okay guys, so that's the Redmi Note 6 Pro unboxing. I mean, it was fairly basic. There's not much you can say when you're just taking something out of a box. Yeah, so this is a Android phone from Xiaomi. Xiaomi is a very good company. I've got some more of their products and they all work really well and they're really good value. Basically, I'm coming up to the end of like a 2-year contract for a Samsung phone, the Samsung S9 or S8. Is it S9 or S8? I think S8. Yeah, basically I've had it for a 1.5 years now, so I'm coming to the end of that, and I need a new phone, and I am just so sick of spending up to £1,000, $1,200 on a phone, and I just don't think it's necessary anymore. This is $200, say, on average, $250 maybe. It's literally 6 times more expensive, 7 times more expensive to get the latest iPhone or the latest Samsung, and I just don't think it's necessary. Okay, I'm setting it up now. My first impressions of the screen look really good. Yeah, as I set it up, I'm going to talk about the specs. So the most interesting thing about this phone is the fact it's got 4 cameras. So it's got 2 at the front and 2 at the back. The front camera is 20 megapixels and 2 megapixels. Rear is 12 megapixels and 5 megapixels, but the rear ones, while the resolution isn't as high, 12 megapixels as opposed to 20. The optics are a lot more advanced, so it can do, it will look better. The lighting and the dynamic range will look better when shot with the rear camera. But yeah, the front camera is basically for selfies, so you don't really need that much in terms of dynamic range, etc. It's got a 4,000 mAh battery, which apparently, according to Xiaomi, will last you 2 days. And that will be like revolutionary to my life. It will transform my existence because Oh, I just feel like I spend half my time either worrying about my phone being running out of battery or finding the charger or finding a charger for my phone. Have to take a portable charger if I go out for more than like 10 hours. So if this lasts for 2 days on one charge, I will be ecstatic. Yeah, I am just playing with the phone now. It's super responsive. The screen looks very good. It's the first phone I've had with this little notch that comes out like that. It's similar to the latest iPhones. As you can see, it doesn't use the full like range of the screen. I mean, there is kind of a border outline here, whereas some phones go right to the edge and right down here. There is no manual button. It's all touchscreen. It's still a really big phone, so you have a lot of like screen space to play with, and it goes all the way to the top here with the little notch, and that's where the cameras are. Yeah, I mean, so far it looks really good. I think I really like the color, and it fits quite well in my hand, and I was looking for a bigger phone anyway, so yeah, I think it looks really good. The Redmi Note 6 Pro uses a Snapdragon 636 processor, which is kind of like a mid-range processor. If you don't know anything about processors, or you're not in that kind of game, you don't research that kind of stuff, I can just tell you that it's a mid-range. It's not super good, but it's not awful either. It's kind of middle of the road. It's basically designed for cheaper phones that don't really require the absolute maximum processing power. 2017 processor it was released, so it's not that old. It's only about 9 months old, or maybe 10 months. Yeah, so you're still getting a fairly modern processor. It will definitely last you at least a year and a half, and maybe 2 years. I think by then maybe it will be a bit dated, but if you just want a phone for kind of the basic usage of, a few apps, GPS, internet, your camera, then that's going to be fine. It's going to be pretty fast. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of memory, or 64 gigabytes of memory and 4 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which version you buy. So I think I would go for the 64 gigabytes and 4 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, it's not that much more expensive, and it's going to make quite a big difference. I mean, double the capacity. I know that for the amount of photos and videos I take, that 32 gigabytes would fill up very quickly, and also apps and stuff like that. So yeah, you want to kind of maximize the memory. I don't think it has a... Oh, it does. No, it does. It has an SD card slot, so forget what I just said, because you can upgrade the memory cheaper, I think, within micro SD, which is awesome. So you could have up to 250 gigabytes of memory. However, it may be worth buying the more expensive version just to get the 4 gigabytes of RAM, because it will make it a lot faster. So like I said before, the screen resolution has 403 pixels per inch, and the actual resolution is 2280 by 1080. Now, compared with the Samsung Galaxy S9, which has a similar size screen, that has a PPI of 516, which is more, obviously, like 100 more, so it will be noticeable, and it has a slightly higher resolution as well. However, considering that phone is literally 5 times the price of this phone, 100 pixels per inch more is not super noticeable. I mean, that's more important if you can use it as like a VR device. I'm not willing to pay 6 times more just to get that. So yeah, I think that's very good resolution, and it looks good here from what I can see. Yeah, I am more than happy with that. So if I look at the body, I can see there is a headphone jack. It's at the top, so Xiaomi has not got rid of the headphone jack like some other companies are trying to do, which I appreciate because I like a cheap headphone. I tend to break or lose mine often. This phone has, for the first time in a long time, an infrared blaster, which is like a blast from the past, because a lot of phones got rid of their infrared things ages ago, because that used to be used to transfer files, but it could also be used to control TVs, to control electronics devices that have infrared sensors. It sounds like something off Star Wars, like you're going to shoot out a laser or something. But yeah, infrared blaster means you can use this as a remote control for your TV. And here's a tip. Even if you're in like an airport or like the waiting room of a doctor or something, you can control the TV with this as well. Any TV, you just need to select the right brand and you'll be able to control any TV you want with your phone. Like I said, it's got a USB port, but it's not USB-C, which I think is a shame, because that is a lot faster and a lot easier to use, and it's been out for a few years now. Pretty much all phones, I think, should be coming out with USB-C. As for sensors, it's got quite a lot of sensors. It's got a gyroscope, an accelerometer, it's got a distance sensor, an electronic compass. It's also got GPS, like you would expect from a modern smartphone, but it's also got the Russian one, the GLONASS, whatever it's called. Basically, it's just slightly more accurate, so if you want to access the Russian GPS system, then you're all good to go. I would say the main features of this phone, from my first impressions, are the cameras. Apparently, they've got a lot of software involved with the camera. They say artificial intelligence that makes it better, makes you look better. Now, and I'm just guessing here, but the fact that it's got 2 cameras may mean that you'll be able to use this 3D feature that's just come out on Facebook that allows you to shoot 3D photos. Now, I know that's only for iPhones right now, but I'm pretty sure it just uses 2 lenses to create that effect. So perhaps other phones will be able to have that, and maybe this one will as well, because it's got those two separate cameras that allow you to create 3D photos. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be testing the cameras a lot, and I guess the other main feature is the price, just because it's so cheap compared to the main phones. If you were looking for a phone that is not one of the main ones, because you just can't justify spending $1,000, £1,000, whatever, maybe try one of these. I mean, I'm going to test it out for you, see if it's an upgrade from my last phone. From where I'm coming from, it seems really cheap compared to other phones, and it seems to do basically the same thing, maybe not quite as advanced, maybe it doesn't look quite as good, but for what you're getting, I think it seems to be really good value, and I trust Xiaomi products. I've used them a lot before, and they always turn out really good, really high quality. Now, I'm obviously going to go out and test this. I'm going to do a full review in like a week or so. I'm especially going to test the cameras, and just, I guess, how user-friendly it is, what the screen is like. I'm also going to kind of do a comparison between this and my old S8. As you can see, the difference in size here. So basically, I'm going to see if I consider this phone to be an upgrade to this phone, because a lot of people will be coming up to their 2-year upgrade, and you know, you still want a better phone than last time. You still want something new. You still want something that works better. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'll do a full review in the next week or so and a few comparisons, and we'll see how good the Redmi Note 6 Pro is. So yeah, guys, if you want to see how I get on with this phone, see how good it is or how not good it is, then subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll get back to you with a lot more details, a lot more tests of the camera and the cameras, I should say. As well as that, I have some more videos coming from the GoPro Hero 7, which I tested out recently. Very cool camera. Going to be showing you what that can do, and yeah, obviously more tests with this and some smartwatches, if that's what you're into, because I have a lot of stuff on smartwatches. Don't know why, I just am the smartwatch man recently. Pleasure speaking to you. The Redmi Note 6 Pro, cool blue phone, really like colour. Yeah, until next time, or until soon, I guess, I will see you around. Bye.